from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
Ngayon ay pag-usapan natin itong mga tao na natanggal sa kanilang mga trabaho dahil sa pag-post nila ng bagay na parabang masaya pa sila sa pagkamatay ni Charlie Kirk.
Controversial UK punk rap duo Bob Vylan has come under fire again. The band's frontman, Bobby Vylan, celebrated Kirk's death while performing on stage.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you touch you will get banned. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, a piece of
I mean, it's disgusting, Alex. You can see the grin on his face as he's making those appalling comments. This was the same guy who was chanting death to the IDF, who made that famous at Glastonbury.
Right, but have you heard this one, though? Death, death to the IDF. 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 Death, death to the IDF.
The band's upcoming concert has now been cancelled in response to the widespread backlash they've received.
Quick, at no point during yesterday's show was Charlie Kirk's death celebrated. At no point whatsoever did we celebrate Charlie Kirk's death.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you touch you will get banned. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, a piece of
I did call him a piece of shit, that much is true, but at no point was his death celebrated. If it was, go find me a quote, go find me something that proves that we were celebrating his death.
Once again, Bob Vylan, the guy's an idiot. He's not talented. All he can do is get clicks by basically saying controversial stuff. I mean, that's what he is. He's a provocateur and not necessarily an artist.
And Evil is also celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, an innocent man. This is not something good people do who disagree with Charlie Kirk. Good people who disagreed with him send their condolences. They feel bad a human has died. Now, this vile human who appears to be very infected by evil, and I'm not exaggerating, very grotesquely celebrated Charlie Kirk's death and tried to walk it back by saying he didn't do it. He is having gigs canceled so far.
Itong si Charlie Kirk ay isang sikat na personalidad na nagtuturo sa maraming mga tao kung paano mag-isip ng naaayon sa moralidad at tama. Isa rin siyang preacher at ipinaglalaban ng salita ng Diyos sa pamamagitan ni Kristo Jesus laban sa mga tao na hindi ito pinapahalagahan o nais baluktutin ang salita ng Diyos.
We must understand, especially for those of you that are believers, right now, Satan is trying to be on offense. If you felt like you've been going through a bout of spiritual warfare the last 6 or 9 months, you're not alone. Spiritual warfare is Satan playing with the one domain he thinks he can dominate. He can't touch the heart if you're born again. He tries to get into the mind. This is why Paul says that we must pray for a renewing of our mind. We must actually try to renew our identity in Christ.
Kaso nga lang, ang malungkot na balita na kinagulat nating lahat ay naging biktima itong si Charlie Kirk ng assassination noong September 10, 2025. Tinamaan siya ng bala sa leeg habang kasagsagan ng kanyang pagsagot sa tanong ng madla sa isang university sa Utah. Dahil sa pagkamatay ni Charlie ay marami ang nag-react at hindi lahat ay nalungkot dahil mayroong mga harap-harapan na nag-post pa ng kanilang pagbubunyi at kasiyahan na parabagang nanalo sila sa isang paligsahan.
Finally, somebody with a which is almost everybody in the States grew a pair and went and somebody on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up, please?
Ngunit ano ang naging kapalit?
Legal Aid BC has released a statement calling her now a former employee.
From my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
That video to corporate and got me fired. Thank you. And I know that everybody is gonna see this video too, and that's okay. I'm not gonna say anything wrong. Did I realize that what I was saying in that video was going to lead to this? No, I would have never fucking done that. But it seems like with my life, no matter how hard I fucking try, I end up fucking shut up. But I know that everything happens for a fucking reason. And I may not know right now what that reason is, but eventually God will reveal that to me. I love helping addicts. I love helping people. This job stressed me the fuck out some days, but I didn't care because it was worth it, because I was helping people. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. My daughter is about to go to college, and I don't know now how I'm going to pay for that, but I know that I'll figure it out. And if you want to send this video to corporate too, that's fine. But to anybody that creates content, if you work at a treatment facility, if you work in healthcare, watch what you say very carefully, because it doesn't matter if you don't speak somebody's name. Just describing a situation is enough to get you fired. I did not know that, but now I sure do now. I don't know what I'm meant to do in this life. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I am trying to follow the path that I thought God had for me and wanted for me, but I just keep getting thrown different ways. Maybe I make stupid decisions, yes, but my intentions are always fucking good.
So, we came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for somebody that passed. It's not
it's propaganda. I'm sorry, we don't put that here.
Alrighty. So, what's your name?
Carol. I'm print supervisor. I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So, unfortunately,
so they say they don't print political
print
propaganda.
No.
So this is somebody that passed away a couple years
That's
ago. That's
political propaganda, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
So this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
Mm-hmm. It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
What makes it propaganda?
Because he's a political figure, and I don't have to. Yeah.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want to
it's
speak
totally
further on
no,
the
we're
subject.
not.
I made some stupid comments about Charlie Kirk on the day that he was shot. I said some things on Blue Sky and on Threads that I'm sorry, not sorry for, but I said them and I deleted them when it was requested that I do so by my employer. And then today, on a weekend, I'm told that I am no longer employed at Microsoft. After 6 years, building the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department from scratch, I lose my job because one of you, some random person, reports my posts to my employer, goes out of their way to find out where I work, and takes my job, takes my security away from me for a thought, for an opinion. And you talk about freedom of speech like you care about it, and you're just going to take my money, my life, my food off my plate because I don't like Charlie Kirk? That's not okay. It is not okay to target me because I felt joy that day. I can't help how I feel. I felt joy. That's me. That's what I believe. That's what I think of him. I can't help that. So I don't deserve a job?
Firsthand, several people get fired for what they posted on social media yesterday. And as somebody who works in HR and manages this on the back end, let's talk about it. If you've ever followed me or looked at my page, I like to give people job tips. And one of my biggest job tips that somehow goes viral all the time with people Disagreeing with it is that you are accountable for what you posted. If I can connect you to your company in any way, shape, or form, you are a representative of that company. It does not matter that I can do whatever I want in my free time. If I can connect you to your company, you are a representative of that company, which means that whatever actions you take are going to have the consequences that the company decides for your employment. Disagree with me all you want. That's how it works. We all know this. We have seen public outcry. We have seen people get fired for posting things that we all disagree with. And all it takes is a collective mindset of people to go in and say something to a company or give them proof. Here's the irony of this all. Yes, speech is free, but there are consequences to everything, and you need to weigh the risk. And the sad thing is, the people who were celebrating yesterday, who are going to be fired this week, next week, they did not weigh the risk. And I will keep repeating this over and over and over and over again. Your actions have consequences. As a Christian, your actions have consequences. Our God is a gracious, merciful, forgiving God, but there are still consequences to the choices that you have made. And while I don't enjoy letting people go or firing them for bad decisions that they've made, because I know that sometimes people just make really bad decisions, there are consequences. And I will repeat this over and over and over again, that there are consequences to everything that you post, and you really need to weigh the risk.
Fucked around and found out grand champion. And for the first time ever, it's an affluent, white, liberal woman from right here in Mississippi. As the headline reads, University of Mississippi, that's Ole Miss for those that don't know, employee fired over an insensitive comment in the wake of the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, the headline didn't initially include a photo or Lauren Stokes' name. It just had a picture of Charlie Kirk with that headline, and it never said her name anywhere in the story. Now, you know damn well if that had been a right-wing state employee speaking negatively about a liberal who had been assassinated, their image, their family's image, their address, their employment history, their blood type, and everything else about it, including their children's first, last names, and social security numbers, would have been posted all over the damn internet. So we're going to return that favor preemptively and make sure we show you her face. And here's the Instagram account right here where she posted this hateful nonsense at, which, by the way, they didn't put that in the article either, but Cled was here to fill in the blanks for you and do some real fucking journalism around here. Here's what Lauren Stokes said. For decades, white supremacists and reimagined Klan members like Charlie Kirk have wreaked havoc on our communities, condemning children and the populace at large to mass death for the sake of keeping their automatic guns. They have willingly advocated to condemn children and adult survivors of SA, you know what that means, to forced pregnancy and childbirth. They have smiled while stating the reasons people who can birth children shouldn't be allowed life-saving medical care when miscarrying, and that's a damn lie. Continuing, they have incited and clapped for the brutalizing of black and brown bodies. So no, I have no prayers to offer Kirk or respectable statements against violence. Now, she's also a restaurant owner in Oxford, but I am very, very anti-cancel culture. I do not believe in attacking people's restaurants, giving them fake bad reviews or any of that nonsense. But, however, when you're a state employee and you post some trash like this, you fuck around, you find out. We're all held to account at some point, and she was held to it today. Nice to see the occasional affluent white woman, I think there's an abbreviation there that spells awful, get her comeuppance for once. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
That was my job. That was like, wasn't really just my job, it was like my identity too. Like that's been my whole career. Like, how can we get the highest quality education to as many students? Before this job, I worked at a nonprofit where I taught reproductive health to youth and youth in foster care in Dallas, Texas. And like, that was hard, but after I did it, I was so proud of myself, and I told myself I wouldn't go back to a job where like I couldn't be my authentic self, and I thought that's what I had in my job. And actually, the funny thing is, I wasn't fired for saying that I don't care about it, because everyone on my team agrees with that, or everyone I've talked to, and people can say that, and I would have been okay to say that in my team chat at work. But I was fired, which also hurts because like was getting my job. I liked it a lot. Really, I feel so grateful because my coworkers have been reaching out to me and just like telling me they'll be my references and making sure I'm okay. And it feels good to know that I built a community there and that the people there see my character. But oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Sorry. I don't know if I'll push this. But, I know that in the end I'll be okay, and this isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Honestly, it's not by a lot. I will be okay. I'll find a job, like, that I like and doing something that's important to me. And I know that because if this hadn't happened, I was on the track for promotion at my other job. Like, I know I'll be okay, but it just hurts to be left out to dry.
My name is Luna, activist teacher, and I teach 4th grade in Florida. It's already been such a hard year having to deal with everything that Ron DeSantis makes me do, like teach math. I am currently on administrative leave, and my principal has told me that I will most likely not be returning back to the classroom. All because I celebrated the murder of a misogynistic, racist, xenophobic fascist. Just to be clear, all I did was post a video where I was dancing and saying that he got what he deserved while pouring out a beer. I was also wearing a graphic t-shirt that depicted the moment that he died. And then I said his kids are better off without him. Really not that bad. And they're taking away my rights for free speech. And to think that I had at least 7 LGBTQ plus students in my classroom, and I know they need me. This is just so unfair.
What the fuck are you supposed to do? You just take it? You just take it like a man? What am I supposed to do now? Guys, like, what do you do when you get fired? Yeah, do you look for, like, I got come now. I spent my working ticket. A little bit. It was like went up to 300. What am I supposed to do, guys? Oh my god. You know when they say like, oh, where it's not like, I don't know who said adulthood, but like, what am I haven't got enough for gas, guys. Oh, is this what I can't.
I gotta be fired from my job. I woke up and told myself the shit from the Charlie Kirk shit from yesterday. What the fuck? I gotta pay my rent. What the fuck, y'all? I told y'all was gonna not give me fired when y'all did.
About Charlie Kirk ended up on Turning Point UK's Twitter account, so I need to address this because it's all getting a little out of hand. Let me firstly state that I am no longer at the Petticoat Emporium. My stall has been removed. In the neck at his own debate rally. I try to avoid American politics if possible, but I've opened X to a bunch of little bitches crying and whinging about how political violence is never the answer. These people are gunning for politics that is inherently violent to its people. These people are gunning for politics that are inherently violent to a population. To marginalised people. To people who need access to healthcare. This is the same across the West. This isn't just the US. This is England too. I'm sick of this idea that you can't meet violence with violence. If somebody was smacking you in the face in the corner of a room over and over, you're going to hit them back. You have to. You're not getting out of that unless you do. These people do not care if you live or die. They don't. As long as you can work for them and make them money. And once you're useless, they don't care. They want you to die. Why is anyone condemning that? Fucking them all.
For celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk, DC writer Gretchen Felker Martin has been fired, and DC has canceled the entire new series of Red Hood. She posted some comments that I almost don't want to repeat. Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie. The first issue dropped of Red Hood on Wednesday, but by Thursday, DC had fired her, canceled the entire run, and even refunded the comic shops for unsold comics. Honestly, this shouldn't be a shock or a surprise. Felker Martin has a long history of extreme public statements. From 9/11 to Osama bin Laden to the awful stuff she said about J.K. Rowling. So honestly, how did DC not see this coming? DC said her comments promoted hostility and violence, which violated their standards. But the fact that they cold called this disgusting person and got them to write for them should set off some alarm bells about what's coming from DC. Bottom line, Red Hood is dead on arrival, and now DC's cleaning up a mess they should have seen from a
Now, a 911 dispatcher from Nashville, Tennessee. She has been put on unpaid leave due to her social media post. For some reason, Haley thought that this cartoon would be appropriate. This is a person that works in law enforcement. She's a 911 dispatcher. Well, she was. A lot of people on this app were making jokes about Charlie Kirk's assassination on social media. And today, they are waking up, finding out that they have no jobs and they have been fired or laid off. Well, what did you think was going to happen? Just because you don't agree with what somebody says does not mean that you should be doing stuff like this. It's disgusting. I hope they find the rest of the people that have been making jokes about the situation, and I hope they all lose their jobs. This is a sad world that we're living in.
Lost my job. I got called into the office yesterday. I kind of felt like something was off, but they called me in the office yesterday, and after I finished like half through the work, and told me that they could either fire me or I could put a resignation in, but that would look better. But they fired me, or they're getting rid of me because of my TikTok and the book post.
I just got fired. Kind of happy about it. You said I have to leave the premises like immediately? Okay. So, guess I'll see you guys later. I'm fired. You guys take care. Good luck, okay? And then that's when I was like, okay, bye. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you later. They let me go. They fired me. He looked all disappointed. I'm also shaking a little bit because I'm in shock. But whatever, dude. It is what it is. I'm gonna do me. Yeah, they were trying to be all nice about it and stuff and professional, and they were like, you can keep the sweater and all the shirt and whatever. It's all yours. I'm just like, what the fuck do I need this shit for? But whatever.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political.
ABC has suspended Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely over comments that he made on his show Monday night about Charlie Kirk's death. A spokesperson for ABC said, quote, Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely.
Ang aral na mapupulot natin dito ay huwag gawin sa iba ang nais mong huwag nilang gawin sa iyo. Huwag mong pagtawanan ang iba na nahihirapan dahil hindi ito masarap sa pakiramdam kapag ikaw naman ang tinamaan. Ito yung paulit-ulit na sinasabi na golden rule sa Bible. Nasusulat sa Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. Kaya nga, ang lahat ng bagay na ibig ninyong gawin ng mga tao sa inyo ay gayon din ang gawin ninyo sa kanila, sapagkat ito ang kabuuan ng kautusan at ng mga propeta.